Hi guys, this is my story about how I wanted a paddle shifter steering wheel and how I got scammed due to that, and finally how I fixed it. Welcome to the journal. Let's get on to it. So, a few years back, I went to Munnar in my car and I wanted to do some spirited driving in those twisty mountain routes. While I was driving the car, I felt the gears are not shifting the way I want. If I want the car to lower the gear to rev higher, but the car stayed in the same gear. I thought to myself, if I had the paddle shifters, I can switch gears without taking my hands off the steering wheel. So I started searching for a steering wheel with paddle shifters, but I couldn't find one. And one fine day, I saw a post in WhatsApp group where a steering wheel being sold. I jumped the gun and contacted the seller immediately. He assured me that the steering wheel will work fine with Rapid and I closed the deal for 25k. I was happy that I snagged it before anyone else and didn't know the nightmare waiting for me. The nightmare started when I tried to install it. I took the steering wheel to a nearby garage and asked him to install it. By looking at the steering wheel, he was skeptical whether it will work. I asked him to go ahead anyways. He removed my stock steering wheel and installed this vRS steering wheel. After installation, he switched on the car and pressed the buttons one by one. And I could see that nothing worked. And I realized that my 25k went down the drain. I asked the guy to install back my stock steering wheel and I was charged 800 for this. After that, when I was driving, I realized that he didn't align my stock steering wheel properly, so the car will go straight but the steering will be turned left. Then I took the car to Skoda service center and asked them to correct it. Thankfully, they corrected it and didn't charge me anything. I reached out to the guy who sold me the steering wheel, but he told that steering wheel was working fine when he sold it to me. I understood that it's a waste of time and energy, and I thought, great, now I have a 25k worth of paperweight. I used to scroll Instagram searching for possible parts and accessories that can be installed in my car. I found a seller in Instagram and told this story. He explained me why the steering wheel didn't work in my car. Basically, the steering which I bought is from a newer platform, which is the MQB, but the car is of the older platform, which is PQ. Hence, the PQ BCM in my car couldn't understand the signals sent by MQB buttons. It's like the vRS steering wheel is speaking in German, whereas my BCM can only understand English. There are two options to handle this. Option 1. What will we do in a scenario where two people speaking in different languages wants to communicate? We use a translator, right? Similarly, we can use an emulator, like it's like a language translator, which converts the MQB signal to PQ format, which the BCM in my car can understand and perform the action. Other option is to get the PQ steering wheel, which has the buttons and paddles. I went for the option 2 since the emulators are not that reliable. Luckily, the seller had one PQ steering wheel taken from a V6 Superb. I got that from the seller. So this is the stock steering wheel which came in my car. It has buttons only on the left side and it is flat bottom with red stitching. So this is the vRS steering wheel, which looks very similar to my stock steering wheel with flat bottom and red stitching. And I have the PQ steering wheel, which is round and leather wrapped with red stitching. When you look closely, all these three steering wheels has similar frames and button designs. So that's when I got the light bulb moment. So I thought, why don't I switch the buttons from this PQ steering wheel to this MQB steering wheel, so that I can get the sporty look and also working buttons and paddles. Now I have totally 3 steering wheels with me. The stock steering wheel which is in my car, the MQB steering wheel and the PQ steering wheel. I checked the YouTube videos on how to remove the buttons and paddles, and it was pretty straightforward. Using a plastic trim remover, we can remove the frame and then unscrew the buttons and paddles using specific model screwdriver. Since I don't have the required tools to remove the stock steering wheel, I reached out to my seller and he gave me a contact to do this work. I went to that guy and we removed the buttons from MQB and PQ steering wheels and then swapped it. Once the vRS steering wheel with PQ buttons and paddles was installed, everything worked seamlessly. Let me explain how it worked. Now that the PQ paddles are installed, the body control module, which we call it as the BCM in my car, can understand the signals from PQ paddles. So when I press the paddles, the signal from paddles go to the BCM through LIN bus protocol, and BCM converts the signals and pass it to the transmission control unit, which we call it the TCU. The TCU analyzes the signal from BCM and verifies whether it's safe to change the gear, and then instructs the mechatronics unit in DSG gearbox to change the gear. All this happens at lightning fast speed in about 8 milliseconds. In the end, I'm very happy with the results. I think there are only few Rapids in India which has proper PQ setup, and this car will be one among them. That's it for this video, guys. I'm planning for many other retrofits in my car, including a unique and only one in India kind of retrofit. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel Rev Journal. Enable notifications so that you don't miss the next retrofit. Until next time, peace.